I'm Roy Potter, a former U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel. Welcome to the Potter Expositor. Hi ladies and gentlemen, today is July 30th, 2017, and basically what this is an introduction to the video which I'm planning on having up next. We'll see if that really works out. We're having some technical problems, but the bottom line is that we're going to have a video about the different types of courses of action that the deep state, the CIA, etc. might take in this coup against Trump. Now, there are a lot of different possible scenarios. It could be a North Korean agent, supposedly. It could be, a lone wolf. It could be an accident like an airline disaster or something like that. Any number of scenarios. But we're going to try to approach it from the use of the generals that would go along with this kind of thing. We're going to kind of go on it at that angle. But we'll give that to you. We're going to give you at least 3 different possible courses of action and why we choose 3 when we do this video. Now, isn't it interesting that on the heels of all of this, the intelligence community just released some of the JFK documents, right? Now, who do they point in those documents as being the most likely for having conducted the assassination of JFK? Gee, no surprise here, the Russians again. And there is no way, one agent, one analyst may have put down that that was a possibility in their myriads of paperwork, and those are the ones that they bring out to show what happened. They've been saving this. They knew what they were going to bring out. Anytime the intelligence community releases classified information, it's suspect from the very start. I hope you understand that. And now with all of this Russian collusion going away, now they've got to come out and say it was the Russians on the JFK assassination. Whatever happened to motive and opportunity? They're missing the boat there, but that's intentional. And I just want to point that out. That's a farce. And to go along with it, what did our insane Congress just do? Place more sanctions on Russia based on what evidence? Why can't we go, even Ann Coulter said that Russia should be our sister country. Absolutely. But oh no, we're not a Christian nation right now. I hope you understand that. With all the things that the Congress has done and the Supreme Court, all of our officials, what's happened here, it's barely, if at all, really a Christian nation. I mean, there are a lot of Christians here, but regardless, really the only Christian nation on the earth today is Russia. So all of this is now trying to get Russia on this because all the other Russia collusion has fallen apart. So now they're saying, oh, they were involved in the assassination of President Kennedy. Do you see the workup of what's going on here? If they can't pin it on Russia, this coup, which would be totally ridiculous, and if they can't pin it on North Korea, and the only other person that I know of that's actually talked about the way that this coup might happen has been Alex Jones on InfoWars, and he talked about them activating the continuity of government, saying that Trump was a foreign agent and all the people in the last election that got elected, and remove them by force that way. That's one possibility, but he's the only one that I know of that's talked about the mechanics of how this will work. Well, we're going to do that for you this week. I might even spurn some others to do their own research and come up with possible scenarios. And that's okay. We need people to be aware that these types of thought processes are going on in the deep state and the intelligence communities. Okay? Just real important for me to say. And I'm going to go back because I want to defend Russia on this. This is horse manure. That we do these sanctions against Russia, and our Congress goes along with it because they're paid off, they're cronies. They're demons. It's just amazing to me how far they'll go. Well, it just proves that they are enemies of Trump, who is trying to bring peace and prosperity. But no, they can't have that. They can't have that for lots of reasons. So, finally again, the sanctions against Russia are to try to keep the Russian narrative going, even though it's dead. And now, oh yeah, the Russians assassinated JFK. Baloney. Absolute baloney. And anybody who's looked at this knows it. So I'm going to leave it there. Just keep your eye out open for the preliminary, or for the actual video that I'm talking about in this preliminary introduction to it. Like I say, I might have some other videos up in between, but this one video on the different courses of action that the deep state and the CIA might take in trying to do this coup against Trump and against the American Republic. I'll be having that up within the next week or so at the latest, let's hope. One final word. Pam Jones was at it again, and she added this plate to some words that I sent out on Twitter, and I'd like you to see it. It's just my feelings on how a lot of this ties in, and it has a spiritual side to it, but also has a practical, worldly side as well. So I'll close the video off with this, and until next time.